second, everybody, and welcome to 4-Star Chicago Sports. It's Packer Week on the Bailey There podcast. And man, there is so much to go over. 2 weeks seems like so long ago because so much has changed in 2 weeks. We're going to get into it all. We got a packed show. We got 90 minutes. Let's roll.
Windy City banners rocking 4 stars aligned. Dynasty dreams rise, Bulls in their prime. Cubs curse shattered, the victory divine. Fields be running, clock ticking on my timeline. Shot down heroes, legends never fade. Black Hawks flying, cutting ice with the blade. White Sox diamonds, the Southside parade. 4 stars shine bright, legacies they made. Mike with the crown, air rain, no dispute. Sweetness in the backfield, Walter in pursuit. Bear down.
Is this the most important Bears-Packers game since the 2013 Rodgers to Cobb final week of the season for the division matchup?
First of all, I would argue it's the biggest Bears-Packers game in several years, man. It is going to be an absolute barn burner. Ben Johnson, this guy's a psycho.
To be quite frank with you, I kind of enjoyed beating Matt LaFleur twice a year.
Bears good. In fact, do you think the Bears could contend for a Super Bowl?
But when it comes to the Green Bay Packers, there's a lot to like about what you're seeing. Matt LaFleur has been more aggressive. Jordan Love was 3 for 3 on 4th down. They're making statements.
Let's go. Bears, Packers this week. It's happening. The importance of this rivalry is never lost on those who are fans of the game.
Oh, let's go. Man, I am so stoked. We got to get this rematch, boys. How you guys feeling this afternoon or early this evening, I should say?
I feel good. Weather's a little bit warmer. It's been almost like a 60-degree change from the Cleveland game until now. So yeah. Summer outside. What about you, Kyle?
Feeling good, man. Ready for this game. A little bit nervous, as always, in Packers week. Real quick, I want to say what's up to CTI. Breaking news, Bruce in the house. James in the house. John's in the house. Vizzo Joe in the house. Appreciate you guys joining the show, man. Let's talk about this Bears-Packers game, Sean.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to ask you guys, where you want to start? You want to start Bears-Packers? You want to do the questions? I know the pick 6 is last. Where you guys want to go first?
We can do the questions.
Yeah. You want to hit these questions? I got a secret for you guys. I was listening to the radio today, and I came up with a bonus 6 question, but it's going to be really easy and really quick. So let's get into this chat. Guys, please answer these questions with us because I want to hear from everybody on a lot of this stuff because this is the best time that we have. But I'm going to ask the chat, and I'm going to ask you guys, are the Bears, as it stands currently, the best team in the NFC North?
What's up, Paul?
The short answer to that is yes. We're in first place in the division. So, the division is decided by wins and losses. It's not decided by who thinks is the best team. So, this could all change next week, right? This is why this game is so big, is because not just because it's the Packers. It could be Minnesota or Detroit for all that matter. We're playing against a team that could pass us up if we lose this game. So that's why this game is big, even bigger than a couple of weeks ago, I think. We need to win this game for so many reasons on so many levels for the entire city. For God's sake, we need to win this game. But yeah, they're the best team in the division for sure.
Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, it's simply put. I guess you could say that if the Bears play the Packers 10 times, they might go 5-5. I mean, they are very, very close teams, and they're both very talented teams. But at the end of the day, Sean, the Bears are 10-4. I mean, they're winning the division. They're second place in the NFC. You are what your record says you are. Yeah. The Packers, I think the biggest threat to the Chicago Bears when you're talking about the Packers individually is Micah Parsons. He is no longer going to be playing for the Packers, obviously out for the rest of the season with torn ACL. So right now, yeah, I mean, the Lions are a damn good football team, but I think the injuries to Sam Laporta, Terry Arnold, Brian Branch, I think it's just too much for that team to overcome. I don't think their secondary was very good to begin with. I know a lot of people going into this season were like, oh man, this Lions secondary got a lot better. I didn't see it. It didn't look that much better to me, maybe the first couple weeks of the season, but teams always look kind of wonky in the first couple weeks of the season. If you ask me, man, not only are the Bears the best team in the division right now, but I think they're only going to get better, and I think they've been the best team in the division for a very long time. I mean, Caleb Williams looks like he's going to be a future superstar. I don't know if you guys, I don't know about you guys, but some of the throws we've seen from this guy in the last couple of weeks, particularly against Philadelphia, to Cole Kmet, then the one is Zacchaeus in the end zone. against Green Bay, and then obviously the one last week, DJ Moore. I mean, these are throws that only a handful of quarterbacks in the NFL can make, and you add all the other skills and attributes that Caleb Williams brings to the table, and you're talking about a bona fide superstar, man.
Especially when his accuracy starts going up, you're not going to be able to stop the kid.
Yeah, and I don't disagree. I do still fear Detroit in that offense because I think they can expose some of the Bears' weaknesses, and they still do have Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive side. I fear them now more than I do the team we're going to play this Saturday. But you know what? Let's see what they do the next 2 weeks. I do think currently the Bears are the best team.
Another thing that I think hurt Detroit, and people aren't going to talk about, people don't want to talk about, especially Detroit fans, Sean, but it's the loss of those coordinators. I mean, let's face it, guys.
Yeah.
This is the same. They have the same roster they had last year, minus the offensive, minus their center Glass now. But outside of that, it's pretty much the same roster. As a matter of fact, they probably got even a little better. They added some guys in the offseason. They added Reed in the secondary, and they look worse. They look like a worse football team than they did last year. I think this is probably it's a part of them losing their two coordinators. People keep acting like these coaches don't matter, but they do. And as a matter of fact, I can make an argument, guys, that coaching matters more in the NFL than any other sport. And you can see the difference just in the Chicago Bears between Matt Eberflus and Ben Johnson. The Bears were involved in 7, 8 one-score games last year. They lost almost all of them. They've been involved in 7, 8 one-score games this year, and they've won almost all of them. That's the difference of coaching. That's the difference.
Well, we've seen that in Chicago in recent and in past too. I mean, look, Lovie Smith, right? He was a great coach. We had a winning record nearly every year with him, and then you get rid of him on a 10-win season, by the way, and it goes to shit from there. You know, look at Jackson with the Bulls. Ever since he left, the Bulls really haven't been that great. Look at who was it? Madden with the with the Cubs. I mean, they were a powerhouse with Joel Madden, dude. So we've seen it here before. Oh, what the Blackhawks? Quinville. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and the great thing about the Bears, guys, is you're in the adolescent stages of implementing these offensive defensive schemes with Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen. And the Bears are learning how to win and develop while they're winning. I mean, I think we all expect them to go 8, 9, 10 wins somewhere in there this season. They're at 10 wins already. They got 3 games left in the schedule. I think the Chicago Bears are far as I think with Ben Johnson, the marriage between Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, for me in particular, guys, and obviously it's all up to opinion, but to me personally, that's what makes the Chicago Bears the most dangerous team in the NFC North.
Yeah, I agree, because it's only going to get better from here. Moving on, I'm going to save number 2 that I sent
What's up, Jimmy?
guys.
What's up, David?
I'm going to save that to the end. But as the NFL, as we've talked about here on our shows over the past couple of weeks, the NFL is more wide open, especially with no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow, no Pat Mahomes going into the playoffs. The AFC is definitely open. NFC, we see some dwindling teams like the Eagles seem to be scuffling. And then you got the Rams who, the Lions had no problem putting up points on them. Their secondary looks a little suspect. So let me ask you this. Give me one thing in your mind. Doesn't have to be long. Chad as well, jump in. Give me the one thing in your mind that would hold the Bears back from making a Super Bowl run. What's their kryptonite right now?
You know what? We still need to develop a pass rush. That's the one thing. I mean, defense wins championships, right? We've heard that a million times before. I think the offense is slowly but surely, week by week, getting better and better. And, I've seen some incremental increases in improvements in the defensive line, but nothing that makes you, if you're an opposing offense, that scares you. You know what I mean? Other than they'll get a little bit of pressure on you. So that's what I think is our Achilles heel right now, is that front 7 for the Bears. If we can get the front 4 actually getting home to the quarterback, we have such a better chance of winning the Super Bowl, winning a playoff game, really, for that matter. That's step 1.
Yeah, Sean, I wrote down the obvious answer, which would be the pass rush. Obviously, not a good enough edge rusher across Montez Sweat there. But to be honest with you, the Bears are on pace to finish with 36, 37, 38 sacks, somewhere in that range. They're probably going to be ranked somewhere around 20th in the NFL. We've seen teams win and be competitive and just compete for a championship in that same spot. I do think it is the Bears' biggest weakness, but the thing that it's most concerning for me, and it's probably a very close second to the pass rush, guys, is becoming injuries. I mean, guys, how many injuries can the Bears possibly sustain before? I know how many times have we sat here and said, man, we lost our whole linebacking core, we lost our whole secondary, and these guys just step in and keep it, it's next man up, and it looks like they're not skipping a beat. Sooner or later, you're going to run out of guys, man. I mean, we've talked about the secondary, we talked about linebackers. Now you're talking about maybe the possibility of Luther Burden and Rome Dunze not playing this week. One of these weeks, these injuries is going to come back and bite the Bears in the ass. And this could be it, man. I mean, listen, we're going to break down this game. We're going to get into it, but man, missing 2 of your 3 best pass catchers, maybe outside of Colston Loveland, is a big deal, guys. That's a big deal. And listen, I'm not going to use injuries as an excuse because obviously the Packers have a plethora of them themselves, but I just feel like I was thinking about it today. I'm like, man, the Bears just keep overcoming these injuries. At some point, one of these injuries is going to bite them in the ass, right? I mean, it's no discredit to the Bears or this coaching staff, but you only have 53 men on a roster. Like, sooner or later they're gonna run out of guys, man.
Yeah, those were my 2. I mean, that's kind of where I was looking at. Like, man, we're crippled, not deep enough. That secondary keeps getting depleted at times, and obviously not getting after the quarterback. But I'll be perfectly honest with you. I know that it's been a deficiency for the whole season, and that's the pass rush. But you could say this, and Kyle, I think you kind of alluded to it just a little bit. All you have to do is develop a pass rush for that one game and then develop it for the next game. You need it really for the playoffs. Hopefully, maybe you get the bye, maybe you don't. But teams can step up at any time. And Dennis Allen can run these crazy stunts and schemes, and they wind up coming up with big plays at the right time. I think injuries are probably and pass rush, but I think that you're right. They're pretty close.
The only thing the Bears do have going in their favor right now is, at least on the defensive side of the ball, Dennis Allen's always been kind of known as this guy who can make things happen by scheme. He doesn't necessarily need the best personnel in the world. He hasn't had a ton of seasons with double-digit sack guys. He finds ways to create pressure to get to the quarterback. He finds ways to take the ball away, even if he doesn't have the best roster per se in the NFL. And right now, that's kind of what's held the Bears together this season. Guys like DeMarco Jackson, guys like Nashawn Wright stepping up. But I mean, Sean, we're about to see what happens when the Bears' offense is depleted.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fact. Well, hopefully not. We got one more day. We'll get into those injuries right after this. So Caleb Williams having a little fun in his press conference, and he, according to him, has named. He said Avengers, but as we were discussing yesterday, not all Avengers, but he's named his offensive line Wolverine for Trapilo, Tooney, Doctor Strange, Dolman, the Hulk, Jonah Jackson, the Red Hulk, and Darnell Wright, Bucky. What is your superhero comparison for Caleb Williams, guys? Chat, who you guys got? Kyle J, who you guys got?
For me personally, man, this one was really easy for me, guys. It took me about 10 seconds to write this down. I'm going Batman. And there's multiple reasons I'm going Batman. And listen, you guys, this conversation is obviously all good fun. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
You know, Batman's kind of known as this guy who like operates outside of the law. He's often thought of as like a villain. If you watch the Dark Knight series, for example, I feel like I have never seen a quarterback get more grief than Caleb Williams and the Chicago Bears. I mean, this guy is not only hated by the fan base outside of Chicago Bears, but a lot of Chicago Bears fans don't like him at all. And, you know, he kind of does things, you know, Batman's kind of does things his own way. Caleb Williams paints his fingernails. He obviously had the picture where he was wearing what looked to be like a dress of some sort. You know, Batman's whole forte is he's trying to resurrect or save Gotham City. I think Caleb Williams is trying to resurrect or save Chicago sports, or at least for Bears fans. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer, man. He's
like
Batman.
that.
And Batman's, to me, is the biggest badass of the bunch of guys. And Caleb Williams is no doubt a giant badass.
I like that.
I'm going to go with a newer Spider-Man and Miles Morales. You know, he's young. He's super talented. He's got all the gifts in the world, but he really doesn't know what to do with any of them, you know, per se. So look, he's a superhero when he wins the Super Bowl. Until then, he's just a background character. He's like
Peter Parker.
He's Peter Parker. Yeah.
Is there a Rubber Man, Jay?
Is there a what?
Is there a Rubber Man?
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic.
Mr. Fan. I you know what? I was actually thinking of Mr. Fantastic, but I'm with the chat. I kind of do like Superman. I do like the Batman a lot, though. I do like Superman because this guy's put on his cape 5 times and saved the Chicago Bears this year, and he might have to do it again this Saturday night at Soldier Field. But Superman was actually who I wrote down, and Camel Toe and Vizzo Joe both said Superman, and Swaggy McNolegs has Flash.
You know, he's got a little bit of like different superheroes. You know, He's fast, he's strong, he's agile, he's smart. I mean, he doesn't look like any of those things. If you look at Caleb Williams, he doesn't stand out physically to you, but he's faster than half the dudes, if not most of them, if not all of them on the field at any given point in time. He's, got an arm, and it doesn't look like he does, but his arm is just it's incredible. What was that game earlier where he threw that ball like 70 yards in the air? It was insane. He's got a mind. He doesn't particularly look very smart, but he's learning at an insane rate. And last year, what he did without anybody teaching him, just doing it on his own.
Yeah.
And then you've got, he doesn't care, dude. He's like got thick skin like Luke Cage. Like nothing hurts. He doesn't give a shit. Like make fun of me. I don't care. Whatever.
Because Paul says Nightcrawler from X-Men. Caleb can escape by like using teleportation.
I like that a lot.
I love that. What's going on, Alan? Thanks for jumping in, bud. Appreciate you hanging out here. We got two more, and we're going to get into this ball game. Just some fun questions, and I just kind of wanted to see where everyone's at before. Maybe we'll ask some of these questions again if the Bears don't prevail on Saturday. But question 4, what is your favorite part of how the 2025 season for the Chicago Bears has developed?
Kyle, go ahead.
Yeah, there's just so much to choose from.
There's a lot.
There's
a lot.
One thing I mentioned it earlier, guys. I think my favorite thing that I've seen developing this season is the marriage between Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. I mean, so often the Bears have a decent coach and then not a good quarterback, like when Lovie Smith was here, or they have a good quarterback like Jay Cutler, but they went through a plethora of coaches and offensive coordinators. It just seems to me like the Bears finally got it right. And listen, I know it's early in the process. We've seen coaches come out with a bang and be really good, just like, for instance, Dan Quinn with the Commanders last year, and they kind of fizzle out. But I think Ben Johnson's different. I think he's just different. I think these guys are always going to buy what he's selling. I think he cares more about wins in football just as much as the rest of the guys in the field do. This is just different. And then, Sean, just the fact that, we have a coaching staff here that's actually developing talent, right? Like we saw how bad Tremaine Edmonds looked when he first got to Chicago under Matt Eberflus, who supposedly is a defensive-minded coach. Saw how bad some of their draft picks looked. It looks like Ben Johnson and Dennis Allen and the rest of this coaching staff can find talent in almost every single player on the roster and put them in advantageous situations and put them in positions where they can utilize their skill set the best way possible. I just think that's something that we haven't seen in a very long time here. Yeah. So David puts it in the chat there, coaching staff. Yeah, that for me right now, obviously outside of development of Caleb Williams, coaching staff has been the most impressive thing in 2020.
Yeah, that was probably my number 2 is the coaching staff and the front office, because, Ryan Pohl's been taking a lot of hits. He seems to be like a relative athletic score guy. Just give me the most athletic person, but it doesn't work when you don't have a coaching staff, right? We saw that last year. But for me, I think the most surprising thing really is the takeaways. To have a defense that's been as depleted as it has been all year long. I don't even think we've played a full defensive squad. Maybe week 1, but I think some of the guys were still hurt then. So just to see these takeaways and lead the league in them too. And we hear the story, like, dude, this isn't sustainable. They can't get to every game. Dude, we're week 15 now. It's definitely sustainable.
I agree.
Not sustainable.
I said that to Sean the other day. I think I was talking. I don't remember who I was talking to. Maybe Dustin. But it's like people keep saying, "No, it's not sustainable." Like, guys, this is no longer a small sample size. The Bears not pleased to take the ball away almost 40 times this season. Like this is their identity.
No more takeaways. They'll probably still lead the league at the end of the year.
Yeah, this is their identity. It's who they are, man. It's who they are, and I think it's preached by Dennis Allen and Al Harris and the rest of this defensive coaching staff, and they bought in, man. It's amazing. It's amazing. And even if when they're a team that, like we just talked about, is near the bottom half of the pack and creating pressure. And somehow the Bears continue to just take the ball away. It's just part of their identity.
And I love both of those things. I do. And those are both on my list. I'm going to throw something out there different. Just the nastiness and how they rebuilt this offensive line over one season. I was very hypercritical of Jonah Jackson and his health over the past 2 years. That guy's come in and been an absolute stud. I know, Kyle, you and I'm pretty sure you were too, Jay. We were big advocates to get Drew Dahlman here. He's just doing Drew Dahlman things. I mean, he came here as a top 5 center. I think he's the number 3 center in the league right now. Darnell Wright is developing into a premier right tackle in the league. Ozzie Trapilo seems to be finding his footing after 4 weeks of going against TJ Watt and Myles Garrett, Micah Parsons, and I know I'm forgetting one, but Jesus, this guy has had everything thrown at him in his first 4 games as a professional football player. And he has just answered the bell for the Bears. He's had his ups and downs, but for the most part, answered the bell. I love that we have the trenches back and that the Bears are nasty and they're taking pride in being nasty in the trenches. It warms my heart, guys. It really does. It really does. Those big boys, they don't get enough credit on a regular basis, and obviously to go hand in hand with you guys, the takeaways, and you got, obviously, for all this to come together, you need a fantastic coaching staff. So it's just I think Camel Toe said it a little bit earlier. It's just beautiful that we're about to sit here and talk about the Chicago Bears playing December football against our hated rivals. It's such a meaningful game for the NFC North, and God, man, it's woo, just woo. I don't even know, man. I'm like on cloud 9 with this shit.
Dude, around week 7, I stopped getting scared of our opponents. You know, like, dude, maybe we can actually just win a game. We can, and we've won so many different ways, guys. Like, we've won last minute, we've won controlling the clock and running the ball. We won last week really passing. I mean, passing was a story last week, to be honest with you.
Certainly against the Bengals.
Yeah, so we've just won so many different ways and with so many different people. And you know, we've got the NFC Player of the Week is a guy that couldn't, you know, make a team earlier in the year. I mean, dude, how many times have the Bears had an offensive, defensive, or special teams Player of the Week? I feel like it's every week.
They've had 4. They've had 4 this year. I had the list.
We even had an angry runs winner this year.
Yeah, we
How
did.
about
Yeah,
that?
we did.
Caleb Williams, DeMarco Jackson, Josh Blackwell, and there's one I'm missing.
There's one other one. I think Roma Dunze won one earlier in the year.
Yeah. He had an offensive player of the week because he had like a 2 touchdown game or whatever.
Yeah, I think not Dallas. It was earlier in the season. Oh yeah, Kevin Byard. It might have been Kevin Byard. I have him written down. I just haven't found him. Well,
yeah, it was Byard. It was definitely Byard.
Well, I do find him because I do have him written down somewhere. I would say negate the coaches, but you don't have to. But only one of us can pick Ben Johnson. So why don't we just, for this question, leave the coaching staff out of it?
Okay.
For that. Who is through going into week 16, who's your 2025 Chicago Bears MVP? Chat, give it to me. Who you got? And go.
We just wanted to score today, too.
Well, how about when none of
this
us?
This is where I got it when I was listening to
I don't think any of us should be able to use Caleb Williams either, man. I mean,
I'm not going to use Caleb Williams.
This year he is their MVP outside of Ben Johnson. But yeah, I probably go. I'm going to agree with Dustin here. I probably go Joe Tooney, man. I feel like since Joe Tooney's been here, the attitude has changed, the aggressiveness has changed, how physical they are has changed. They just seem to be the more physically dominant team every single week in, week out. Joe Tooney brings that championship pedigree. This guy's won multiple Super Bowls. He's protected. He spent all of his career protecting Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. I just feel like I can't obviously accredit Joe Tooney with all the success of the Bears and their offensive line, but man,
I think he's got a big
seems like everywhere that guy goes, they just find ways to dominate, man. And since he's been here, it hasn't been much different.
You know, I'm going to go with Kevin Byard. And I know it might be a slightly weird thing, but I think he is the linchpin of that entire defensive squad at all 3 levels. And if you take him out of it, I know Grady Jarrett's a pretty good leader and all these other things, but man, what would the defense look like all this year without Kevin Byard? Do we get all these takeaways and turnovers? Are we all in position at the right spot in the right time? I mean, I just don't know, especially the games where Edwards was out. So I'm going to give it to a defensive player. I'm definitely nobody on the defensive line. Half the linebackers haven't played a full season yet. So I'm gonna go with Kevin Byard, the old grizzled veteran that just seems to be flourishing in Chicago.
It's definitely not Cairo Santos, James.
No, I can tell you. The chat is everywhere. We got Nashawn Wright. We got Darnell Wright. A couple Darnell Wrights in here. We got
Nashawn Wright for sure. Good.
We got a few. We got a few.
Swift might hit 1,000 yards. Ooh.
I'm going to say this, and 964 snaps, 0 sacks allowed, and I think like 6 pressures, I think, on the season. I'm going Joe Thuney as well for pretty much everything that Kyle just said. I mean, wherever that guy seems to go, they seem to be just become great. He has some kind of aura about him that he brings. He's a great leader. He's a great coach on the field. You know he's doing a fantastic job with Ozzie Trapilo, which I think is like the biggest assignment of his career is sitting next to this rookie and helping him out, especially over the past 4 weeks when he's had to go against these 4 dynamic pass rushers 4 weeks in a row. I don't know where this line would be without Joe Thuney. It was a great trade.
That's a steal. He's worth every penny, and I can't believe Kansas City let him walk. Traded, but still, I mean, why? Why would you get rid of this guy? He's probably the best lineman in the league right now. He's ridiculous.
He's certainly up there. I don't think Joe Thuney gets enough national attention. Obviously, offensive linemen rarely do, but I mean, he's just an absolute. He's a consummate for professional guys. And when you heard interviews before the season started from guys like Darnell Wright and guys like Joe Thuney or Jonah Jackson and guys like all the all the left tackles we've cycled through this, including the rookie Ozzie Trapilo, they all said the same thing. Like just picking his brain is just he brings his perspective to the game that we've never really thought about before. He's teaching us on a daily basis, and a lot of times you hear guys talk like that, and you're like, yeah, blah blah blah, one day at a time, one game at a time. But I believe it. I think there's merit to it. I think when Joe Thuney talks, people listen.
Yep.
He's been on 2 separate dynasties. The guy knows what he looks like.
And maybe he's going to be on a 3rd for a couple of years here. Let's go. Yeah. Hey, Relentless Mikey and DJ Profit just jumped in the house. So now the party can really start. The last question I have, and this is going to get ahead because we're going to dive into this Bears-Packers showdown for the North that's just upon us here in just a couple of days. Will Caleb Williams have to outduel Jordan Love on Saturday for the Chicago Bears to come away victorious?
I think he will, but I don't think they have to.
Yeah, I mean, to find out dual shot, I don't think this game's going to be a shootout. And do I think they'll hit the over 46.5, whatever they had it at, which I think is ridiculous. Yeah, I do think that they'll get over that. But if you're talking about outduel in terms of play a cleaner game, yes, I think you'll have to be the more fundamentally sound, mistake-free quarterback between Jordan Love and Caleb Williams. I think that's the way the Bears win this game. I think whatever team makes the least amount of mistakes wins this game, but I don't think it'll be a shootout by any means necessary. I do think who's ever forced into making more mistakes is going to lose the game, and without Zach Tom playing, which it looks like by all accounts, guys, he's probably not going to be in this game. The Bears probably are going to find ways to create pressure. And let's face it, this is not a biased Bears fan talking, guys. When Jordan Love is under pressure, he just tends to make mistakes. That's who he's been. It's been consistent. When he's under pressure, he's not very good. When he's not under pressure, he's very good. But yeah, I mean, Sean, in terms of will Caleb probably have to win this game for the Chicago Bears? I believe so. And I think, will Jordan Love lose this game? If he throws a crucial interception, yeah. I don't think, Caleb Williams, guys, now we just saw it last week became the all-time leader and first 1,000 pass attempts and the lowest amount of interceptions. So I think he continues to take care of the ball, and I think Jordan Love continues to throw off his back foot and throw up prayers. And if the Bears could take advantage of just one of those, yeah, ultimately Caleb will have the better day, which will lead to the Bears' victory. So yeah, I think he will have to outduel Jordan Love.
Yeah. And you know what? It could be a really big running game too. I mean, Josh Jacobs is a little banged up. The guy seems to defy injuries. I don't know if he's just telling people he's hurt and he's not, but he always seems to play. And he had a really big week last week. Sean will tell you, he won his fantasy game because of the damn bastard. But I think if the run game is solid, and you're right, if we play mistake-free football, I don't think that we lose this game. It's just that simple. I think we can pick them apart. I think we have enough data between our last game and their game against Denver that I think we know how to pick apart both sides of this team now. And I think that Caleb he doesn't have to go throw 70-80%, complete 70%, 80% of his passes. He doesn't have to throw 6 touchdowns. He doesn't have to be a big shooter like you guys are saying. It's not a shootout. Yeah. It's him just managing the team. Don't fuck it up. Keep us in the game. Let's make sure we're up by 1 or 2 scores if we can in the fourth quarter. If not, then, hey, it's game time. Do it like you've done many, many times before this season and last season. Bring us. And by the way, he brought us back down the field. We almost won the game last 2 weeks ago. So he seems to do that a lot against Green Bay. I mean, that's literally the third time I've seen him do it in a row, where he's come back and basically brought them to the end. One was a blocked field goal, not his fault. One, he won the game, and then this one, he just threw a crucial interception in the end zone at the end of the game there. So, if he can not throw a crucial interception, I have every faith that he's just going to simply win the game with 220, 250, and 2 touchdowns. Not a big spectacular game, not outthrowing half the league, but winning the game nevertheless.
Yeah, and I see some people here in the chat jumping in, and we're definitely going to talk about what's going on with the Packers, and Evan Williams missing drastically does hurt their run stopping ability. He's the guy that kept them from getting gashed in that first meeting. And when you look at safeties, he's third in run stops from the safety position. He, for the Packers, pretty much assumes like a extra linebacker playing close to the line, getting up there, very nosy safety. So yeah, this is a big loss for the Bears. And as my week 16 preview will be out on 4-Star Chicago Sports tomorrow, I do think that the Chicago Bears are going to look at these things. We have a very smart coaching staff, and unlike opening the game in Green Bay with I think it was 7 of 9 passes, I think you might see 7 of 9 runs, and this offensive line get off early and assert their dominance. And I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. I don't see much of a different way for this to work for the Bears. You lost Micah Parsons, and I'm going to give you a big stat on Micah Parsons. With Micah Parsons on the field, the Packers have a pass rush rate of 7.2, which is tops in the NFL. When he's not on the field, it's 3.2, which ranks 31st in the NFL. You're also looking at going into it's just completed 7 straight weeks with our other stud, Rashawn Gary, who looks like he might be regressing a little bit. No tackles for loss and no sacks for 7 straight weeks. Let's not let this guy get right against us this weekend. So, and one more stat, because I want you guys to talk about this just a little bit. One other thing I wanted to talk about was we're forgetting about the other side of the ball where Zach Tom is missing. And yet last week, when Zach Tom went out, the pressure rate went up to 58% for the Broncos, and that game became a shell of what it was when Zach Tom was in the game. And then when you go back to when he was taken out against Cleveland, 21 dropbacks, or what was it? 21 dropbacks after he was, or 31 dropbacks, excuse me, after he was taken. Zach Tom left with an oblique injury. Highest pressure rate of his career. He was pressured on 13 of those 31 dropbacks. I know it's Cleveland, it's Myles Garrett, whatever. That didn't happen for the Bears yesterday, so or this past Sunday. So Zach Tom missing this ball game is huge. Evan Williams missing this game is huge. And before I let you guys chop this up, I just want to say I don't give a fuck about Green Bay's injuries, because all I heard last week or 2 weeks ago was, oh, you guys are going to make excuses because you didn't have Roma Dunze and Tremaine Edwards. Well, make your fucking excuses when we wipe the floor with you on the lakefront on Saturday, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Yeah, you can't underestimate any team in the NFL. If you do, you're probably going to wind up losing the game. You have to take every competitor serious, because honestly, sometimes we've seen it here in the Bears this year. Sometimes a player that's just been itching to get out on the field and hasn't because he's behind Micah Parsons or he's behind, a really good player. You don't know how good they really are, maybe because of limited snaps during the season or whatever. They come in, they get a full game under their belt, and they play really, really well because it's their time to shine. So you never know who's coming in the game. You never know when that interception is going to happen. You never know when a ball is going to get punched out. You never know what's going to happen. You never know if somebody gets a non-contact injury. I mean, shit, I don't want to jinx anything. Ask Micah Parsons. I mean, anything can happen during the course of a game that can change the game in 2 seconds. So you got to take every opponent seriously. And honestly, if the Bears don't go into this game serious, because this is the first step. If they win these next 2 games, they're all but pretty much guaranteed to win their division. It's a miracle would have to happen at that point. But they win this game. It's the first step. They have to. If they want to make the playoffs, get some home field advantage. They're not going to get the bye unless a catastrophe happens somewhere else in the NFC here. But, to have that number 2 seed, you're guaranteed, at least 2 home games, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, I believe one of the biggest storylines going into this week, guys, and it's not necessarily because it's Bears Packers, but just because it's the immediate game following the loss of Micah Parsons, is going to be how do the Packers respond? I mean, we've seen situations like this where teams lose their best player and they fall apart, and we've seen teams like respond and stand up and play better and look like a better team for a short period of time.
Well,
before ultimately it does take its toll. I mean, listen, guys. People could talk about Jordan Love all they want, and I know a lot of people believe that Jordan Love's a very good quarterback and he's one of the best in the NFL. I don't. I think Jordan Love's inconsistent. I think when he's good, he looks like one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. When he's bad, he looks bad. I think Micah Parsons is their best player, and I can make an argument that Zach Thomas is their second best player. And losing those two guys going into this first of all, division rival in which these two teams always physically just absolutely beat the shit out of each other. And the Packers coming off a game against the Bears in Green Bay in which they every hit was it's just sounded you could hear it from across the stadium. And then you go into Denver and you got to play that physical defense. I mean, I can't imagine that the Packers aren't a little bit beat up. And listen, you could make the same argument for the Bears. I mean, the Browns defense is physical. It's damn good defense, but they were beat up physically. I'm sure they've lost some wind out of their sails emotionally, losing the best player on the team, Michael Parsons. Zach Tom might not play. That's absolutely massive for the Packers. I just don't see a scenario in which, unless the Bears just come out with a terrible game plan or just aren't prepared to play this team, I don't see a scenario in which these injuries are just too much to overcome for the Green Bay Packers. I don't see it. I think that the Bears are going to create a pass rush because I think Zach Tom's really their only stud offensive lineman, and I do not think he's going to play in this game. And I don't think the Packers have much of a pass rush without Micah Parsons. And at the end of the day, guys, we all know that football is won in the trenches. That's where you win the game. And right now, due to the injuries of the Green Bay Packers, the Bears are a much stronger team in the trenches. They already had a much better offensive line. And then, Sean, you talked about the numbers without Micah Parsons on the field. They're one of the worst teams rushing the passer. Sean Gary does not look good to me at all. As a matter of fact, guys, if you listen to Packers podcasts or Packers fans, they're talking about how bad Rashawn Gary has been this year. Well, he looks unathletic. He looks like he came in out of shape. He's not the same player he was last year. So, I mean, if you can find a way to manage Cooper, what do the Packers have? I mean, and you're talking about in Chicago, it's going to be loud. The stadium's going to be shaking. It's going to be tough for the Packers to get plays in. I just don't, and I know this sounds like a biased Bears fan opinion, but I just don't see a way in which the Packers win this game. I think the loss of Micah Parsons and Zach Tom is just too much to overcome, guys. And honestly, I know he practiced in limited fashion this week, guys, but with just how fragile Christian Watson's been in his career, I wouldn't be surprised if he does play, if he gets hit once and he's out again. Wouldn't surprise me.
If I'm a DB on the Bears, I'm hitting him in that shoulder. I guarantee you.
I'm destroying him. If he's going up for a catch, I'll let him take one. I'll let him have one catch in this game. I'll let them get a first down, and I'll make sure that I time it up perfectly and absolutely destroy Christian Watson because I think he's made of glass.
That is a long.
Yeah, I mean, look at that injury
laundry
report.
list, dude.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'm glad that Mikey brought it up in the chat here. Sean, I agree with you. I don't want to hear any excuses from Packers because the Bears are the most injured team in the NFL this season. This season, the Bears have dealt with more injuries than any other team in the NFL. So there is no excuses. The Bears might be missing two of their three best pass catchers. And especially when you talk about a guy like Luther Burden, who I believe is just starting to come into his own and starting to look like the dangerous player we all thought he was going to be. The last 3 weeks, he's probably been arguably the Bears' best pass catcher.
Without a doubt.
And now he's dealing with an ankle injury. I mean, like Packers fans can make excuses all they want. Every time the Bears, we feel like they're about to turn a corner. Oh, Kyler Gordon's coming back. There's somebody else. They go or get hurt in pregame warm up. Luther Burden starts to come on. We're like, oh man, maybe Rome's not the worst thing in the world if Luther Burden's more involved in the offense. And then boom, Luther Burden's out. And the Bears have been dealing with this shit the entire season. Every time we feel like they're starting to get healthy, something like Tremaine Edmonds ends up on IR. It just has not stopped. It has not stopped. So there is no excuses. This is going to be a physical, tough fought game. And I just don't think the Packers have enough left to beat the Chicago Bears. I just don't.
They may not. Those are big injuries, key injuries to recoup from. You can lose the wide receiver. It's a little bit easier because you typically have a few of them. But you only have one. There's only like 5-6 premier edge rushers in the league as it is. And one of them's out, for the remainder of the season. So to me, that was the biggest one. And Sean, those stats, when you told us before the show, I'm like, damn, dude, that's how do you go from like the best to the worst? There's no doubt in my mind then that defense is predicated 100% on Micah Parsons. And rightfully so. The guy's a stud. But unfortunately, now what do? The Bears offense now doesn't have a guy that they absolutely need to double team or chip block. We were talking about before. Now you've got two tight ends that don't have to block as much. So maybe it helps their pass game now that we've got two pretty decent catch rate tight ends now, catching the ball or running routes a little bit more often. Maybe you don't have to worry about putting both tight ends in. You can have two running backs in there now. You can. It might open up the playbook a little bit more that Micah Parsons is not in the game. Defensively too, without Zach Tom in there, this might be one of those games where we're missing Kyle Gordon, and but we're going to start blitzing with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We're going to blitz with our DBs. We're going to blitz more often, and let's just see what happens. And maybe you change at halftime, but I wouldn't be surprised to see in the first quarter if the Bears do a lot of passing and a lot of blitzing.
Yeah. Real quick, Sean, I don't want to cut you off. Just real quick, I just want to address. I don't know if Swaggy McNolegs is joking. He says the Bears. I feel like the Bears have been pretty healthy, in my opinion. I mean, Swaggy, the Bears were missing their entire secondary before the season started.
They're missing their whole secondary during the season.
Jalen Johnson, Kyler Gordon, Zay Frazier, these guys, and Terrell Smith towards ACL in the training camp. These guys were out before the season started. Then you talk about the linebacking core. There was a point in which Bears fans, we were starting linebackers. The Bears fans didn't even know who they were. Yeah. I love DeMarco Jackson. I like Ahmad Ogbongbemiga, but let's face it, guys. Ideally, those are not the guys you want starting for you at linebacker in the NFL. And then outside, the receiver room has dealt with injuries all season. The running back room dealt with injuries. Honestly, guys, outside of, DeAndre Swift's been playing banged up basically all season, guys. Outside of the offensive line and Caleb Williams, the Bears really haven't had a healthy unit on this team.
And basically we've had two left tackles get injured, which, by the way, is usually a killer for teams.
Yeah, and I guess you're right, Jason. The left tackle has been, but at that point with the Bears, it's like good. Jones is hurt. Good.
Hey,
the Bears have dealt with a lot of injuries, guys.
I know everyone's worried about this wide receiver core, and rightfully so, but I have to say this: Kasim Nixon and what the hell's that? Darnell Valentine. Man, those guys suck my ass. And you know what? Nixon, for one, he had a 53 defensive grade last week. His coverage grade was 52. Meanwhile, Valentine was on the other side of the field getting embarrassed by every Denver Broncos wide receiver out there. These two together gave up 140 yards on let's see, what did I write down here? 6 targets, 5 catches against Nixon on 6 targets for 79 yards and a touchdown. While Valentine couldn't tackle anybody, logging an embarrassing 29.6 tackling grade last week. And he also allowed 4 catches for 56 yards. So these guys gave up 40 receiving yards and a couple of touchdowns last week. Man, Jahade Walker, let's give this guy a stud. We still have DJ Moore. You still have Colston Loveland, which to me I think is going to be a mismatch. Looks like Cole Kmet's also going to play.
Well, and Sean, Zacchaeus serves a purpose. He
likes to drop a lot.
Yeah, he's not the best receiver in the league, but he's a good depth piece. And right now, the Bears need depth, and I think that's why Zacchaeus is here, right? So hopefully, he can come in and make a couple big plays. Brandon Duplessis has joined the house, guys.
What's up, Brandon?
Real quick, I just want to say what's up to everybody in the chat, guys. I can't go over it all because there's so many here. We appreciate you guys so much, but I just want to say, I know I'm not speaking for myself. I speak for Sean and Jason when I say, thank you so much, guys. We appreciate you joining the show. As always, if it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be doing this shit. Bears Packers week, huge week. So glad you guys are here. Keep contributing to the chat. We'll try to make this show goes as interesting as possible. Take this wherever you guys want, man. We'll talk about it. Sean, let's talk about some of the schemes that you're scheming, how the Bears could beat the Green Bay Packers on Sunday or on Saturday compared to their last game against them in Green Bay.
For me, it's going to be the duo in the inside zone rushing game. The Packers are weak right now, right up the middle. They don't have Wyatt. They don't have what's that other guy's name that's missing on the Packers?
Evan Williams.
Williams, but there's
I don't know if he's going to be out, but he's their best run defense.
He's not going to play. From what I read, he's week to week, so I don't believe he's going to play. I mean, obviously, could be wrong, but what the hell? TJ Slayton. He's the other guy in the middle. They don't have him. Rashawn Gary seems. We saw what happened in the second half of that football game. They started pounding the ball, and Evan Williams was there to shore up and make sure there was no explosives in that run game. But without him there, I think it's going to be the inside zone, drop back, pop, 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 hit him over the top. Maybe don't forget about, where's my boy Dante? Where you at, Dante? Jahade Walker. He called him out in the preseason. This guy could show his number. No, if he's still number 20, I don't know. I haven't seen him all year. He might still be number 20. But regardless of the fact, Bo Melton hit us for a touchdown that no one expected last week, and I expect the Bears to pull some rabbits out of the hat. But I really, Kyle, when it comes to where I'm thinking they're going to try and win this with the power in the trenches, like we've been talking about all day. The big boys going to get down and nasty at Soldier Field, dominate this game, and run that ball and run Green Bay right out of Chicago. That's the way I see it. I don't know if you guys are looking at it a little bit different.
Hey, listen, with that offensive line and the way that they can run the ball, every game should be your game plan to we're going to start running the ball and see what happens. If we keep, and if it works, we're not going to stop doing it. Who cares if Caleb Williams has 2 passes for whatever? It's like the national championship game that Michigan won where JJ McCarthy threw like 6 times. Who cares? They won the championship. Like if they do it in the Super Bowl and they win, who cares? I don't really care. A W is a W is a W. But with that offensive line and as mean and as strong as those guys are, they're smart as hell too. I mean, isn't Dahlman like a mechanical engineer or whatever? Like has a degree in it. He's like, no, I want to do this. It sounds fun. Fun? Okay, I don't think so. But run up the middle, run to the side. Just keep running. Do whatever works and don't stop until they make you stop doing it. And look, maybe we get explosive plays out of that. And I think
beat him into submission.
Yeah, beat him into submission, tire him down. We were screaming during that game in the first half for running, and they weren't. But as it turns out, that second half, I think they actually wound up doing much better because I do believe that both Swift and Monungai still averaged over like 4.5 yards per carry a piece. So still not bad, even though it was bad that first half. But I think that's when they finally started getting worn down because we actually started running the ball.
Yeah, guys, what I did is I actually went back and watched the majority of that Packers-Bears game from a couple weeks ago, and I noticed there was just massive differences between the first half and the second half. I mean, obviously in the second half they used more zone runs, more play action, using the run to set up chunk plays. We all know that. That's the obvious. But one thing I noticed early on in the game, and even with the passes, we obviously they came out passing the ball and they weren't running, which was the opposite of what we expected. But the early down passes, they were more conservative calls, slow developing concepts. In the second half, the Bears got into more of a quick game timing routes. They defined reads for Caleb Williams, high percentage throws to get him settled. They basically what they did in the second half, guys, is they sped up the offense using our play action and RPO, and they tired the Packers out. I mean, the Packers defense just got tired in the second half. What happened? So, what I'd like to see the Bears do on this Saturday is start by running the ball, like you said, Jason. Beat that defensive line in submission, especially a defensive line that's obviously going to have, like I said, the wind's out of their sails, guys. They don't have Micah Parsons standing on the end of the line anymore. The more responsibility falls on each one of these guys. Pound the ball up the middle. Pound the ball as much as you can, and then get Caleb into more of a groove. Get Caleb into more of a better timing. Then after the second quarter, once you've actually absolutely tired them out, long methodical drives, run plays, pound the ball, then you could start to open up the passing game a little bit and move the ball downfield, because that's what I think Green Bay's defense will be a little bit fatigued. The Bears just started off, to me, guys, in the last game a little bit too slow. They didn't look like the normal Chicago Bears. They didn't look like the same Chicago Bears they had for the last 3 or 4 weeks. They didn't look like the same Chicago Bears they did against Cleveland last week. If the Bears want to win this game and they want to kick Green Bay off the cliff finally once and for all and take over this division and let the Green Bay Packers know that they are not going to be bullied by them anymore, they need to go in there and out physical them. Just go beat the living shit out of them physically. Use your offensive line, which I believe is the strength of this team right now, to overpower the Green Bay Packers, and then once you get Caleb Williams and tempo, start to throw the ball downfield like they did in the second half of that game. I just think that they started off the game last time in Green Bay almost the opposite of what we expected.
Yeah, it was really weird.
To do. And then when they came out in the second half, Sean, they started to do what we thought they were going to do, and it worked to a T.
It worked.
Why didn't you guys start the game like that in the first place? Like, that's how we all thought you were going to start the game. And then you guys see that every game, the more that Kyle Monungai starts to tire out that defensive line, those linebackers, the more that DeAndre Swift starts to find open space. And if you can run a lot of this stuff in this game out of play action or RPOs, move Caleb out of the pocket, you'll get those linebackers to bite a little bit. They won't be so quick to drop into coverage. And once you do that, you can start throwing the ball over their head, which we saw in I think it was the second drive in the third quarter, guys.
Second drive,
when they had that pass to Cole Kmet wide open, Luther Burden wide open, and then for some reason they did that dumbass screen to DJ Moore.
The Packers secondary is not good.
Yeah, and the Bears found holes, guys. And I don't know how many of you guys in the chat got a chance to watch the Packers last week against Denver, but Bo Nix was dropping the ball all over the place on these guys, man. They looked slow. They looked like they were falling behind. They looked like they were guessing. They were caught out of position. I think the Bears in this offense can do it even better than the Denver Broncos did, because I think the Bears, obviously, barring injury, have better personnel.
Yeah, and really, Kyle, you know what?
Really quick, Jay, I'll let you get right back to that. Hold that thought. I just want to send a shout out because I don't know if I've seen this guy before. Carl Becker is in the house. First time viewer. Thanks for checking us out, man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Kyle, I think that run style is by design. You know, it's that Sonic and Knuckles that they got in Detroit. They want somebody to pound and pound and pound and pound, who can also do other things, right? Listen, Montgomery has had a new life in Detroit. He's actually a really, really good running back, but he's just not as explosive as the other guy. So I think that's all by design. We're gonna run it up your face, and we'll do it with Swift too. Swift broke like 6 tackles on one of his touchdowns last week. I don't know if you guys know that, but
that second touchdown run was phenomenal, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was great. So but that's maybe because they're getting tired now, and really, if you look at their size, their physical shape and build is almost identical. The two of these guys, they're not like one's a different. It's just different styles of running. So I think it's by design, and you're right. I think that's what he wants to do. He wants to tire down those defenses. So it is a little bit puzzling when he doesn't really start doing that. Ben Johnson, that is, with a game plan and just do it all the time. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, in hindsight's 2020, and this is easy to say as a Bears fan, guys, but I think if the Bears had implemented their second half game plan and the first half against the Packers, I think they would have won that game too. And you know what? I don't know if you guys ever listened to it, but ESPN Green Bay. There's 2 guys on this podcast. Sean, I think you sent a little video of them.
Ben Burst, that piece of shit.
I absolutely despise it. And I love how that guy comes out and says, we know who Caleb Williams is. He can only run play action. He can only run play action. Like, well, just keep running play action. The Packers will figure you out. Like, well, breaking news, man. Caleb runs a lot of play action, and nobody stopped him. Yeah. He's still one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL, making phenomenal throws on a weekly basis. So I don't understand
why would you not do it. Yeah.
Why? You keep running play action. Okay, we're going to, and let's stop it. Let's see you stop it. And now let's see your weak ass defensive line missing half of its parts stop the Chicago Bears running game. They can't, guys. They can't. The Green Bay thinks they have like this, in Green Bay media included, thinks they have like this spell over Chicago Bears and Chicago Bears fans. At the end of the day, the more physical team's going to win. And the Chicago Bears are the more physical team, guys. They're going to go in there, and if they run the ball down the Packers' throats and they keep getting 4 or 5 chunk yard gains, like you said, Jason, and they keep getting first downs from running the ball, sooner or later the Packers are going to be like, well, there's nothing we can do. It's just like the Eagles did in Philadelphia. We can't stop them.
They're going to give up.
Seriously running the ball down our throat, and they continue to pick up first downs, and there's absolutely nothing we can do about it. And as soon as they're deflated and they're fatigued, then Caleb can start throwing the ball over their heads like he did in the second half of the game in Green Bay. The Bears are absolutely right now, with the 2 rosters and their health and the situations they're in, a better team than the Green Bay Packers. And the record shows.
Caleb seems to be better in 2-minute situations, when there's a hurry up offense on the field. And I don't know if he's just able to pick apart these guys, but I'd like to see that maybe a little bit more often. You don't start the game with it because it's dumb. You don't need to. I mean, I guess you could, but throw it in there at the end of the first quarter or the beginning of the second quarter. Just throw it in there more often instead of at the end of the game. Now, maybe they don't do it because they don't want to give away their 2-minute offense, for saving it for the end of the game. But he just seems to excel when he's literally in a rush situation. So
I think that's where he spent most of his life doing. And I think he's just had the most time on task playing in the hurry up offense, is playing out of shotgun. So right now that's where Caleb looks his best, but you guys can tell week in and week out, he starts to look more and more comfortable under center. And sooner or later, Caleb's going to be a well-rounded quarterback, and nobody is going to be able to stop him. And real quick, just because Carl's a new listener here, I want to read Carl's chat here. He says, I've lived my life being cautiously optimistic. I feel better this year. In my opinion, the MVP is Ben Johnson. I couldn't agree with you more, man. I think Ben Johnson, obviously Caleb Williams is the the captain of the ship, man. But Ben Johnson is the reason that Caleb Williams is developing and getting so much better. So I think a lot of the credit belongs to Ben Johnson. But yeah, Caleb is the field general, and ultimately Caleb will probably be the most important piece to this team winning a Super Bowl. But yeah, Ben Johnson is probably the best coach I've ever seen on the Chicago Bears in my lifetime. And I can easily say that, even though we were talking about what, guys, 14 games?
15.
No, well, played 14. You're about to play
14. Yeah. Did you guys see? Did you see this from Ben Johnson? They asked him. They asked him during his press conference. When asked about what his message is, there is no message. They know what's at stake, and that's where he stopped.
And when they were coming off the field, Sean, against the Browns, a lot of the guys coming off the field, I know that Grady Jarrett said it. I think DeMarco Jackson said it. They said, "You know what's coming this week. You know what's." They weren't like, "Oh, Bears W. We just beat the Browns." All of them coming off the field were like, they were already thinking about the Packers when that game was out of hand.
Probably thinking about it at halftime.
Yeah, second that game was out of hand, and they knew the Browns were coming back. They started thinking about the Green Bay Packers. Sean, another chat here. I don't know if I've ever seen this one. I apologize if you've been here before.
Cornell Bryant. Yeah.
Cornell Bryant. He says the Packers are not stupid. They will stack the box out of the gate. Good. And then Caleb will throw the ball over your head, man. That's good. Thanks for joining the show, man.
Cornell, that's the only way, and we were mentioning that earlier. Without the playability of Micah Parsons, now what you have to do is you have to blitz more. You have to stack the box. You have to bring up another linebacker. You maybe actually are going to have 5 defensive linemen to make up that absence for Micah Parsons. And that's not a knock on Green Bay. That's what any team would do if you lose a player the caliber of Micah Parsons. What that does, though, however, is it opens up other options. You have everybody at the front of the line. That means there's somebody missing in the secondary, right? And that's where Ben Johnson excels.
And real quick, Sean, Jason, I'll ask both of you guys this. I'd like to hear your answer. A couple people, including Dustin in the chat, said, "Would you really like to see the Bears blitz this week?" They're suggesting that they shouldn't. What do you guys, Sean? How do you answer that?
I think I would like to see them blitz at the opportune moments. I don't want to over blitz against Jordan Love, because if you don't get the pressure, he's going to eat you alive. We saw it 2 weeks ago. So if you can scheme something up, or you have a blindside safety coming or something. But no, I don't want to see what they dialed up against Philadelphia, when they ramped it up to 60%. I think that could be a formula in which could hurt the Bears personally. I mean, we watched them blitz a ton and they didn't get home. And what did this guy do? He tore us apart. So, and again, if you don't get home and you don't make this guy uncomfortable, it could be a long afternoon, and the Bears, it may turn into one of these shootouts that we don't want to see. And, the Bears defense having to make a play at the end of the game, because, I mean, you saw what happened in the first half of the Denver game. Denver didn't get any pressure. They had 0 sacks. I think they had like 1 or 2 pressures coming into halftime, and the Packers were 4 for 4 or 5 for 5 on scoring drives. Well, they came out in the second half, applied all this pressure. He throws 2 interceptions, goes over 4 on the game-winning drive, or the attempted game-winning drive. And he couldn't get his feet set. They sped him up, made him uncomfortable. The Bears have to do that every time this happens to Jordan Love, and this is why I don't believe in him. Not being a biased Bears fan, I don't think this guy's ever going to win the Super Bowl, because when you get down to these elite teams, and these elite teams can get after you and make you uncomfortable in the pocket, that's when this guy just folds like an envelope, man. I mean, he just does. And he did it again last week against Denver. Everyone could talk about these schedules that we've had. The Bears and Packers have played the same schedules. They've been weak, okay? But look at the teams of the Jordan Love has lost to. A good defense in the Eagles, a good defense in the Browns, a good defense in the Broncos. This dude folds against good teams. I'm not making it up. The proof's in the pudding.
And you know what? Maybe we don't need to blitz, though. With Zach Tom out, maybe you just don't need to. Maybe we do get home with our 4, or you just put in 1 extra guy, which really isn't going to kill. You just don't want to stack the box with 7 guys,
Yeah, or maybe guys, maybe just plan on getting home with your which four or only blitz in third down, third and long situations. And if the game tempo dictates,
opportunistic.
and the game tempo dictates differently, and you're not getting Jordan Love standing back there for too long, then maybe ramp up your blitzes a little bit or disguise them a little bit more, get a little more creative. But yeah, I do agree, man. If you blitz Jordan Love and you don't get home quick, he will absolutely destroy you.
And you
gotta make him. You don't have to get all. You don't have to sack him, but move him.
Move him out of the pocket.
You want to know the truth of the matter is too. Zach Tom is out. You're going to have a backup lining up next to Montez Sweat. Montez Sweat has to have a day. I mean, he has to have a day. You're not going against Zach Tom, bro. You're going against a backup who hasn't fucking played all year. Please, Sweat, be Sweat and own this game. Because it's laid out for you against the backup right tackle, man. Like, come on, boys.
Yeah, guys, one of the most important storylines going into this game is something we're going to talk about. And Carl just brought it up in the chat here. So I want to ask you guys, obviously the injuries to Rome Odunze and Luther Burden can have huge impacts on this game. Do you think the Bears are deep enough to overcome those injuries?
I do.
Because I don't think they're all like season ending. Rome's injury worries me a little bit more because
are you just talking about this
more about this game, Jason.
Game.
Say Luther and Rome are out this game. Like how much of an impact do you think that'll have, and can the Bears overcome that and beat the Green Bay Packers with at half match or half step?
I think we still can. I mean, we're probably going to lose a little bit of explosiveness, more so now with both of those guys out versus just Rome Odunze, because it seems like. Honestly, those two guys were our big play wide receivers. I'm not trying to knock DJ Moore. I just, for some reason, they're not using DJ Moore in that manner. So maybe DJ Moore's just got to step up and be DJ Moore, though the DJ Moore we know he can be. And like I was saying earlier too, both tight ends, you guys got to start stepping up too. You know, you were saying before the show how Cole Kmet tends to just fall down after he catches the ball. You know what, bud? We're going to need you to stay upright. And break a couple of tackles.
There's a couple plays in that highlight reel, Jason, where they show Cole Kmet just catching the ball and falling down.
Yeah,
where he had a guaranteed 4 or 5 more yards, guaranteed. Now he was going to get tackled, he was going to get hit instead of just being touched laying on the ground. But it's happening too often. And I like Cole Kmet. You guys know that. I'm a huge fan of Cole Kmet. I defend him when people shit all over him, but I have noticed this year that when he catches the ball, he tends to just fall to the ground, and I don't understand it. It doesn't make sense to me, unless maybe something is bothering Cole Kmet, some injury that we don't know about, like maybe he's got a shoulder injury or something we don't know about, and he's just trying to stay healthy. But time and time again this year, Cole Kmet's had catches and big moments where there's green grass in front of him, and he just falls to the ground. It's just very strange to me. I'll send you guys the highlight reel.
Yeah, look, we've got players in there, and let's see, maybe there's the wide receiver we don't really know about that gets elevated last minute here and is another stud. Maybe it is Jade Walker. Maybe it's Duvernay coming in and picking up a couple of plays. And you know what? Let's be honest with you. As a slot receiver, Olamide Zaccheaus has actually shown in the past that he can have a 10-catch day. He's probably not going to blow you up for 150 yards, but you can have 10 catches for 80 yards, just all short passes. Whatever it is, these guys are going to have to be sure-handed, no room for error, no mistakes anymore. Everybody's got to catch the ball when it's thrown to you, and everybody's going to have to try to make some extra yardage out of their plays. So they can. It's just not going to be easy.
I like this comment here. We'll talk about it. It says, when DJ is the focal point, he's locked in and unstoppable. When he's part of a great wide receiver room, he tends to loaf and play very uninspired. He's had issues with effort being called out since Carolina.
I like that comment a lot.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think that DJ's going to be locked in. I love him after his interview, his locker room interview last week.
That was amazing.
I just, it was more grody from the score he was talking to. Look, man, I love DJ Moore. I think the dude's hilarious. I love that guy. He is, outside of Kyler Gordon, who had missed all year, he is my favorite Bear. I'm really hoping that he comes locked and focused, because if we don't have Burden and we don't have Rome, he is the focal point of the offense without a doubt. He's a guy who is a yak guy who can make things happen after the catch. Obviously, that's his ball game. Get him in space, do whatever you have to do, but make him a focal point. And let's not forget, when it comes to the Bears, Colston Loveland I just read a stat today about drops.
Sean, I'm
And
so glad you. We
Yeah.
have not talked nearly enough about Colston Love.
Yeah, Colston Loveland is going to be a mismatch problem for the Packers. He's been a mismatch ever since he started playing a regular role. He's getting more comfortable. He's becoming more explosive. He's becoming an impact player, a top 10 player in the NFL draft, which I was very skeptical if he could ever do, but he is becoming that guy in this offense. And I think if you sprinkle in maybe, Jahadi Walker on the outside, you get a little Zacchaeus. Hopefully he doesn't drop anything with his half hands of stone. The Bears should be okay because I do think it's going to be pop. I think it's going to be run, and then try and pop it. But you also can't forget another humongous weapon in this game is DeAndre Swift. And I know he's on the limited. I'm not worried. The guy's been limited for 6 weeks and comes out and rushes for 130 yards. I'm not worried about DeAndre Swift whatsoever. So I still do. Yes, Kyle, to answer your question, I still think that the Bears' depth is deep enough. We don't know what Jahadi Walker is or what he's not, but I think even if you take him out of the equation, you still have Swift, you still have Moore, you still have Loveland, and it does look like Komet's going to play in this ball game as well. So,
well, I'm glad you brought Loveland up, and I know Jason, you keep talking about using these tight ends. You've said it numerous times on the show now. But Loveland, and I love Cole Kmet, and I think he catches big time catches and big time situations, particularly on a third down. But let's face it, Cole Kmet's not going to go. Very rarely is Cole Kmet going to have 150 yards and 2 touchdowns, right? That's just Cole Kmet's asked to do so much more, so it's almost impossible for him to have a type of game like that.
Right.
Colston Loveland, to me, guys, if they start bracket coveraging DJ Moore, if they start giving him more attention, Colston Loveland, to me, guys, is the guy that needs to step up in this game. He needs to have a big game for the Chicago Bears. And listen, I know, Sean, you know as well, the Packers defense is pretty damn good against tight ends. But Colston Loveland's not really a tight end. I mean, I know he is, obviously, but
he's a wide receiver.
He's just a massive wide. He's very much like Kyle Pitts, where he could play basically.
I was just going to say that. Took the words right out of my mouth.
He's just a big athletic dude, and he creates a mismatch wherever he is, especially if you put him up against linebackers or shorter corners like Nichols. Colston has to be the guy to pick up the slack if DJ can't find open space. He absolutely has to have a big game this week. He has to. And I know we want to see guys like Jahadi Walker and Zacchaeus is going to play a role as well, but Loveland needs to be the star. He's a top 10 draft pick. He's one of the most athletic players in the NFL. He's an absolute nightmare mismatch for defensive backs and linebackers. He needs to be the guy to step up and change the outcome of this game. Because, guys, my next question for you, unless you guys want to talk anything more about scheme or particular players, my next question for you guys is, Sean,
I do want to talk about one thing when it comes to scheme really quick, Kyle. The Bears got 8 up against Green Bay in the middle of the field. Now, Tremaine Edmonds looks like he's going to be back, not 100%. He's been limited. He is participating. He's okay in coverage. The one thing I want to see
4 interceptions.
I want to see how the Bears are going to seal off the middle of the field because that is pretty much where the Packers lived and absolutely ate us for breakfast.
Yeah, Sean, 7 for 7 for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns against the nickel, against the slot.
So it's gonna be up to Dennis Allen to come up with some way to minimize that. Because if they don't, we're going to be in a shootout again. It's going to happen. Whatever they did in the second half when they made some adjustments, they kind of took that away. But they were still completing passes over the middle. Everyone completes passes over the middle against the Bears.
Yeah, so, Sean, I looked at Trim Edmonds for the last couple of weeks, especially because he's been having such a good year. And I know you and I were defending him in the offseason, saying maybe they just didn't have the right coaching staff here, and he is the player we thought he was coming over from Buffalo. But to Jason's point, he is a damn good coverage linebacker, man. Go look at the numbers, dude. He's actually one of the best coverage linebackers in the NFL. He's had every single year of his career, he's had interceptions except for one. I don't think he played the entire season. He had 4 interceptions to start this season off. He's really good against linebackers.
I think he still leads linebackers.
He's really good at reading the quarterback's eyes. He is a huge difference maker for the Chicago Bears defense. And you talk about that slot receiver, that slot position, the tight ends, and Bo Melton really tearing the Bears to pieces. I think TJ Edwards can change that drastically.
Is DeMarco Jackson a starting linebacker now for the Bears? I don't feel like you can take him out.
I think now that they know, they trust those guys, they trust the depth. I think they can do more of a rotation and keep these guys fresh. I think that's probably going to be the plan going forward. Hey, I do want to ask you guys a question.
Hold on, I'm glad you brought up DeMarco Jackson really quick because congratulations to our NFL's Defensive Player of the Week, Mr. DeMarco Jackson. Just keep.
What a game, too, by the way.
No,
like
what
a
a phenomenal
sack,
game. What a phenomenal
an
just keep
interception,
chugging, man.
A
What you
tackle
got,
for
Kyle?
loss.
tackle for
Well,
loss.
Sean, I really didn't think about it until you played that video to open up the show here. But in your guys' opinions, where does this game stand in your mind in terms of importance in the history of the Bears and Green Bay Packers rivalry? Where does this game stand?
Well,
I mean, if the Bears win this game and they win it handily, you're sending a massive message to the Green Bay Packers.
I'm gonna say for us Bears fans, I think it's huge. I think it's ginormous. I think it's the size of Texas times 10. for me personally. Just because the Packers are beat up and it sucks. And injuries are part of the game. It is what it is. Every team's dealing with them. It does suck that Micah Parsons isn't going to be out there. I've said it. I'm out on Twitter. I've reacted to Bears fans that are laughing and joking and happy that Parsons is out. Look, man, Parsons is one of the best players in football. He's great for the game. I personally loved that dude before he got traded to Green Bay. I never root for a player to get injured. And I wanted the Packers to come into Chicago at full strength, and I wanted the Bears to punch them in the mouth and win this football game.
Yeah, you want to beat them. You want to beat your rival, your arch enemy at full strength, because then you know
at this point your big brother.
Yeah,
your
pretty
big
much.
brother.
Pretty much.
That's you guys. Unfortunately for Bears fans, that's what they are.
They are. And
until the Bears beat them, that's what they are.
It's time to change that stigma. And I don't. Again, I said it earlier. I don't care about their injuries. Next man up. The Bears have had next man up during a 6-game winning streak. They just kept plugging it. During the 6-game winning streak, I touched on it earlier. We had no linebackers. We had 3 dudes. We're like, who are these guys? They were bagging groceries last week. So yeah. I don't care. Bears have to come in and win this game, not only for Chicago, but to make a statement to the league and say, hey, we've arrived. I wanted that in Lambeau. I really did. Yeah. But I think the second half of that game started opening people's eyes a lot more. I think the first half kind of left people like, it's the same old Bears versus the Packers. And then the second half happened. And it was like, okay, here they are. I want to see that momentum built. This game for me is huge, man. It's just so big because how deflating would it be? No Zach Tom, no Evan Williams, no Micah Parsons, no this, no that, and we can't beat them? Fuck, we'll never beat them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jason, I'd love to hear your opinion, man.
Look, I want to beat the Packers at all costs, and we say this a lot on the show is you got to play the people that are in front of you. So we got to beat them one way or the other. But I wish they were there because honestly, I want to shut Packers fans up. I don't. Yeah, you beat us, but you didn't because we. Okay, great. So then we got to deal with it next year now. But it looks like Micah might actually lose some time next year as well. We'll see. I mean, every guy heals differently, so he's a freak of nature. It wouldn't surprise me one bit if he played week 1. Man, I just want to win. I don't care if it's by 1 point every game. I want to win to get back to the overall lead again. Because when I was a kid, we had it for a long, long time. I want to be up on championships. I want to be up on every category on them because they're both very storied franchises. I mean, look, Green Bay has got 4 Super Bowls, so the Bears won. That's a big deal. And we're not talking about championships, but that's a big deal. We had the championship lead for a long time. Now we don't because we've only won 1 in the last 30, 50 years, or really 100 years, really, if you think about it. So, I just want them to win above all other things. I want them to come out healthy, right? I mean, every game you want everybody to come out healthy because we still have playoff hopes. And even if we lose this game, we still got 2 more games left that are NFC games, by the way, guys, that will have big NFC impacts for the playoffs. So I don't care how we win. I wish everybody was playing. I'm the type of guy I want to see, because so many years of Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, I want to see a Corey Wooten sack of Jordan Love where his arm falls off or something, Like I want like a 75-0 victory. It's not going to happen, but that's what I pray for every time they meet. So I'm happy with just a win, Kyle, no matter what happens.
And really quick, I like what Prophet said here in reference to Jackson. We can see him play Sam now that TJ is healthy. Edmonds is a prototypical Will. I agree with that 100%. I really do. That's a great point there, DJ. Go ahead, Kyle.
Real quick, too, Carl says, obviously new listener here, he says, TJ grew up 2 miles from me, so I have personal stake. I'm assuming he's talking about TJ Edward. That's awesome. Man. You were
Yeah, that
neighbors
is
with TJ
amazing.
Edward. I wonder if he's got any stories about running into him. Yeah, you guys, this one means more to me than ever. Obviously, I wasn't alive in '85, guys. I never saw the Bears win the Super Bowl. I wasn't even alive when the Bears won the Super Bowl. I saw them go in '06. I knew Peyton Manning was going to beat them, and I know people can argue with me all day. Oh, that game should have been close. I don't.
Peyton Manning versus Rex Grossman.
It was Peyton Manning. It was Peyton Manning. You were going to beat him. He was due. He was the most due player in the NFL to win a Super Bowl. He absolutely deserved it. To me, guys, you have a quarterback that already beat the Packers once in their house last year under a terrible coaching staff with a terrible offensive line and a terrible football team. He found a way to win. Now you have what you believe is going to be your coach for the next, decade, maybe 2 decades, until basically Ben Johnson wants to hang it up. And you have the franchise quarterback that's going to be here for the foreseeable future. I think this game right here, guys, is a statement game. I think this game, if the Bears, like I hate to keep using this analogy, but if the Bears can kick the Green Bay Packers off of the cliff, and they could say, we are the top dog now. This is our mountain. If you want to, you got to come take it. I think the Chicago Bears beating Green Bay, and even especially if they beat them like handedly, regardless of injuries, I don't give a shit about injuries. I'm not going to go down that path. I think this game is the most important game in my lifetime against the Packers as a Chicago Bears fan, because I think if you beat them and you win the NFC North under the first year of a new scheme and a new head coach with Ben Johnson, Caleb Williams in his second year, I think what you're telling the Green Bay Packers is we're not going anywhere. We are the best team in the NFC North. We're going to win the NFC North, and we're going to be this team for the next 15 years. So if you want it, come get it.
Hey, is Rowdy new?
I think he is. I've never seen this name here before.
Welcome, Rowdy.
Yeah,
Good to see you, buddy.
Rowdy Kindheart, if you've been here before, we apologize, but thank you so much for joining the show, man. We got a little round of applause for you. Sean can find it.
Good work. I hit it. Wasn't going on for some reason. I don't know what's up with
Anybody
that.
in the chat, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Anybody on Twitter watching the show, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, I mean, obviously, every Bears game.
Hey, Carl. Hey, really quick. Hey, Carl, man. Thanks for joining us tonight, man. You have a wonderful night and go Bears, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Carl. We appreciate you, brother. Obviously, guys, every Bears-Packers game is huge. And especially when you're talking about Jason, the overall acclimates, who has the most wins, who has the most championships, that stuff matters. But to me in particular, guys, it matters because in my lifetime, the Packers have always beaten the shit out of the Bears.
Yeah.
In my lifetime, the Packers quarterbacks have been Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers. And I think this is finally the time that the Bears could say, our quarterback's better than yours, our coach is better than yours, our team is better than yours, and we're going to beat you for the next 15 years.
You're right, Kyle. That's brutal. It's like the saying, it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Like you've never had a chance to see the Bears like dominate.
No, it was the 70s and 80s when they really dominated the Packers. I wasn't alive, guys. I was alive I was born in 88. So you know what my Bears Packers fandom life has been?
Oh,
the 90s and 2000s. Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers.
Kyle's been alive for the flip.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like dude. He doesn't know this either, but Tampa Bay and Green Bay used to be like the laughing stocks of the league. They were the two worst teams. They were in our division, which was awesome because the Bears just steamrolled them. And then we had Detroit, who was god awful. Minnesota had some pretty good years there, especially in the 70s and some of the early 80s. But and they had the Dante Culpepper years for Minnesota were good. But that's so strange. It's like a entirely different age of football.
When was the Purple People Eaters? Was that the 70s?
That was 70s.
70s.
Jesus. God. Oh.
Yeah, you guys, Rowdy Hart says, born in 2001. We're in for a new era.
Rowdy.
My son isn't going to know this poverty franchise. Yeah. My daughter is almost 2 years old, Rowdy, and hopefully she spends the first 25 years of her life watching the Bears absolutely destroy, dominate, beat the shit out of the Green Bay Packers. That would be absolutely phenomenal. I know a good friend of mine, a good friend of ours on the show here, is a Packers fan.
Yes.
We have to listen to the shit constantly. So I think, records are made to be broken. The tide is changing. I think this is the time where the Chicago Bears really establish themselves as not only one of the best teams in the NFC North, but in the NFC. Finally turn the page.
Before we put a bow on this, there's a couple things still.
We still got the pick six.
Well, no, I'm just saying on the Bears Packers. And one can't understate the importance. And Kyle, I know I gave you my preview, and you read it, and I really do feel this way. Josh Jacobs is a dog, man. That guy is an absolute beast. He's an animal. Playing hurt, 12 carries, 86 yards, a touchdown, and a 40-yard touchdown run. He's willing himself. The Bears currently are 28th in rush defense. The Bears are going to have to zero in on this guy. Don't let Josh Jacobs start taking over this game. It does look like Emmanuel Wilson is not going to be in this game. And it doesn't look like Marshawn Lloyd either. Where is this other guy on this list? Did he practice today? Running back Marshawn Lloyd. Oh, he might be on IR if he's not on here. I don't think Emmanuel Wilson is healthy.
Marshawn Lloyd's on there.
No, Marshawn Lloyd, I know, but I'm thinking Emmanuel Wilson. I don't see him on here, but I'm pretty sure he's hurt as well. Pretty sure I read.
Well, I mean, I don't know if you guys watched the game last week, but and Josh Jacobs looked amazing. He looked great. He is a damn good running back, but he didn't look healthy. He did not look healthy,
and he still tore it up, dude. That's what's scary.
You gotta assume he's playing. He just always does.
Yeah,
he's gonna play.
He came out and said that. He said it hurts more to watch than to sit on the sideline, it hurts more to sit on the sideline and watch than it does to play and get banged up and even more injured. But I mean, you guys, if he does take a hit to the knee that really, really bothers him, who's running the ball for the back? Oh, what's his name? There's another guy. What's his name?
Emmanuel Wilson is dealing with an illness, and he's not traditionally hurt. I'm reading it right now. He was added to the injury report as questionable, but he played against Denver, albeit a very limited role behind Josh Jacobs. He showed up sick, went home with meds, and was active in an emergency depth role, handling 2 carries and some kick return duties with Pierre Strong Jr., who was elevated to the backfield. So we might be looking at Pierre Strong Jr.
No, I think we're missing somebody, though. They have another line. They have another running back that we haven't met. I think it's Chris.
Brooks.
Is he hurt?
He's not on the injury report, and it's very long.
Bad player.
I'm going to the depth charts right now.
Is there a second page to it, Sean? Or are you just not?
Right.
That is one of the longest injury reports I've ever seen, and I'm not making excuses for that.
Christopher
that is insane.
Brooks is got across, so it's loading. Hold on. He is questionable for week 16.
Jesus.
He did get in a limited practice today.
They got nobody.
Do they have anybody healthy?
Emmanuel Wilson is not carrying an injury tag into this ball game. So,
all right. Well, these guys are. They want to.
And I hate to say this, guys. Don't sleep on Emmanuel Wilson, dude. He's good, dude. He's good. He's a pretty solid running back, dude.
I like Brooks as well. Sean, do you want to get into this because these guys are? We got a ton of scores in the chat here.
Oh my lord! Oh my lord! Oh my lord! Yeah.
So anybody who hasn't been here before, guys, we do a pick 6 at the end of every show where we pick 6 games. Obviously, the first game is always the Bears game, and we just predict who's going to win. But for the Bears game in particular, we also would like your score.
And really quick, how important is it for the Chicago Bears to get to 100 rushing yards in this ball game? The Packers are 3-2-1 when teams rush for 100 yards. Under 100 yards, they're 6-2. So it does make a difference. Pound that.
Hey, Sean. Mikey already said in the chat. I think he said 250 yards. He said the Bears are going to rush for 250 yards.
I hope so.
Or 215. I don't remember. But either way, I do think that the Bears are going to.
If they rush for 250 yards, I'm going to finish the bottle of Jameson I buy.
Hey, listen. The best way to stop an offense is to keep them off the field.
Yeah. I agree 100%. And you know
Can't
what?
Score a touchdown if
the Bears are really good at controlling time possession. They are really good. That's why they're the second best rushing defense or offense in the NFL, and they better do it against the Packers as well. Sean,
hey, and really quick, guys, I did work very diligently for the guys participating in a pick 6 today. I had a lot of work to do and a lot of things going on. I got some of them added up. I couldn't get it all together. There's a lot of you guys, and there's a lot of weeks. I will have it next week. I averaged them all out. And it does look like Bruce might be making a run for the top.
Here lies Sean Lugo. I'll get it to you next week.
I want somebody to make a video every week where Sean had said, I'll have it ready next week.
Hey, listen.
It's going to be on his gravestone, bro. I'll have it to you next week.
Listen, I got check marks.
Sean, do you have those
I got
GPS
check marks,
reports?
I got crosses. I got numbers on every sheet. but there's just so many of them. I don't get overwhelmed by a lot of shit.
Hey, Sean, we're gonna need to have to come in Saturday. Let's
I think Bruce might be working towards a end of the season prize though, man.
Nice, Bruce.
In 2 of the last 3 weeks, Bruce last week won. He was 6-0, perfect. And all the sheets I did, I think he was the only perfect. I think there's one other perfect one in there, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been you, Jay. My daughter, my 12-year-old, was 5-1. She embarrassed us all because the only person better than her was Bruce last week.
Looks like we're gonna have a host next week.
She's cheating, dude. She's cheating. I know Avery. She's cheating. No doubt about it. All right, Sean. Mikey has the Bears 34-20.
All right, hold on. I'm writing these down. Mikey, 34-20 Bears.
Romy's 27-23 Bears.
Yeah, Romy's 27-23. Romy.
The Bears 23-10.
23-10.
You got Romy, right, Sean?
Give me 1 second, guys. This dog is driving me nuts. Go ahead. Stop being a pain in the ass. Jesus Christ.
Tell him you'll let him in tomorrow.
Sean, you got Romy?
Go ahead. What was Rome?
27-23 Bears.
All right.
Cliff's got the Bears 30-21.
Cliff 30-21 Bears.
Prophet's got the Bears 31-13.
DJ 31-13. Whoa.
Vizzo Joe's got the Bears 27-17.
Vizzo 27-17, you said?
Yep. Rowdy's got the Jordan Love throwing 2 picks. I love it, Rowdy. I love it.
He didn't pick a pick. Anyone else's name in here?
Yeah, so you got breaking news, Bruce, right? Obviously.
Yep.
Camel Toes got the Bears 24-17, so a touchdown.
20. What was it?
24-17.
24-17.
Mikey corrected me. He said 215 rushing yards. I knew it was 50 or 15. I couldn't remember.
Oh, J2K's in the house. He says 27-24 Bears.
What's up, J2K? Hey, and thanks for that shout out on Twitter, bro, man. We really appreciate that, man. That was amazing of you.
Yeah, you're the shit, dude. You guys are all the shit. You're all the shit. Cliff keeps going feeding off. How about your TPS reports? Jason, what do you got, brother?
What did J2K have as a score? Sorry,
27-24. Bears by field goal.
I think who had that 30-point score? I think the Bears do score 30, but I still think Green Bay squeaks out maybe 2 touchdowns and a field goal. So I'm going to go 30-17 Bears. And the mustache stays on until the Bears lose.
Yep.
Excuse me. Have you seen my
Kyle, you seen my score earlier, but I have officially changed it. Not by much, though. I'm going to have it a tight ball game because I really do think that the issues in the middle for the Bears could rear their ugly head. Jaden Reed, and if Christian Watson plays across the middle, are dangerous for the Bears. I'm going to say Bears 28 and the Green Bay assholes 24.
All right, Sean. I think the Bears are going to win by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, 8 points. I'm going to go 34-26, man.
34.
Love it. That's a good win.
And look, I hope out of all of these, it's either Jay, Mikey, or DJ Prophet.
Well, I wish Jed was here because he'd be like 180 to negative.
Yeah.
They got the biggest ass whoopings on the paper, so that's what I want.
Romy put Green Bay's logo up in here for some reason.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
hey, and really
mascot.
Really quick before we get into this pick six, I just wanted to say I think this is. I know a lot of people have been talking about the stadium. I got the letter and the email from the Bears today. I think it's a bunch of bullshit. I think it's a leverage move because that fat ass prick JP Pritzker won't get off his ass, do the right thing. I do think this is a complete leverage move. And for all the Bears fans on Twitter that said you're going to become a Packers fan if they move to Indiana, you're not a real Bears fan right now.
Yeah.
I can tell you that right fucking now.
Yeah, it's you guys. They're haggling. They're just a pissing contest, man. They're trying to figure out the more taxes and more. It's all money.
The Bears aren't spending another $180
Yeah,
million.
they didn't buy Arlington Racetrack for $198 million for no reason, guys.
100%.
They plan on putting the stadium in Arlington Heights, 100%, not even a question. And Kevin Warren and George McCaskey do not want the Chicago Bears in Indiana. They want them.
Nobody does.
No.
They want them in Illinois. They just don't want them in the shithole that has become Chicago. That's what they want. And they're smart, and I don't blame them. And you know what, guys? Most teams in sports are going that way, where they're starting to move these teams out of the city. It makes sense because too much traffic, too much congestion, and too much crime. All right, Sean.
I'll be honest with you, Kyle. I think if you look at it as a whole, I think there's only 6 teams that actually play in the actual city that's on their uniform.
Yeah.
So we learned that the hard way in Miami. I can tell you that.
You got a score for us? Bears Packers, man. You just
What's
joined
up,
the show.
man?
Everybody else already picked their score and their predictions. So what do you got, Ant Mass? All right, Sean. What's your second game?
Oh, the second game. It's a big game because I've got to go against stupid Puka Nakua and in 2 leagues tomorrow. So I hope he breaks his leg on the first play of the game.
Yeah.
And plus Puka's guys, get on Twitter. This guy is going off the fucking rails, dude.
Yeah.
He is just crazy right now, dude.
Yeah.
But
He's a weird guy, man.
day.
He's a weird guy.
Yeah.
He's really weird, dude.
It was strange because this first season he seemed like very quiet. You didn't even know who he was going into the draft, and they were like, "Who the hell's Puka Nakua?" And he seemed like kind of like the consummate professional. He seemed like he wasn't very cocky. This guy, since he started dating that really hot chick that he's all over social media with, it's like a totally different person, man. It's weird. It's really weird.
He's a weirdo.
She's probably has some influence on that. Like, hey, Puka, you should make more money on social media. All right, Sean. Ant Mass has the Bears winning 28-21.
I got him down. Rams, Seahawks, 2-11-3 teams. Square off. We need one of them to lose to help the Bears. Unfortunately, they both can't. But does a tie help the Bears? It certainly does.
It doesn't hurt them.
This is a tough one, man.
Yeah.
Let's ask the Oracle. Breaking news, Bruce.
Seahawks.
Bruce is going Seattle.
Yes.
Sean, Mikey's going Rams.
I think Seattle gets a little out-coached here, so I'm gonna go Rams. It's in Seattle too, isn't it?
It is in Seattle.
Yeah.
And it is only
Sean,
right
breaking
now,
news from
spread.
Breaking news from Cliff Victoria, you guys. Anybody who has any Miami fantasy players, Tua Tagovailoa has officially been benched.
I'm taking my money off of Darren Waller.
There goes Jalen Waddle
right now.
Sean, Prophet Bears has Rams.
Who? Oh, Prophet. Where do I have DJ?
Romy, the game is in Seattle.
Yeah, it is in Seattle. It is in.
No, Ant Mass. We all got emails from Kevin Warren. We all got it.
Yeah. I am going to
Quinn Ewers, huh?
I like Quinn Ewers, man. I do. I don't know if he's in the right situation to develop as a quarterback in the NFL, but
there are some good players there, man. Jalen Waddle, Javon A-Chain. The offensive line's played a lot better.
Man.
John Cliff's got the Rams.
This is a tough one, man.
Did you hear that? Cliff's got the Rams.
Cliff.
Jason, what do you got, brother? Let's hear it.
I took the Rams.
Jason, Rams. The Seahawks, the Rams won 21-19 in LA. I am going to go with Seattle winning this one in Seattle.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that Devontae Adams is now playing in this game. I think the Rams secondary still sucks. I think Jackson Smith and Jigma is going to absolutely explode. I'm going to go Seattle as well, man. And so is Romy.
Yeah. What's up?
I think there's a better coaching staff.
I don't disagree with that.
Oh, I think Sean McVay might be the best coach in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Right now, this year.
We need CTI, Vizzo, and Atmas J2K if y'all are in. Let's see. What other
you guys, Tua wasn't just benched. He was dropped to the emergency quarterback, so he's now QB3. There must be something going on in there, man.
I can tell you what's going on. He sucks.
Well, I mean, but he would still be the backup even if he sucks. Like, there's got to be something personal. Sean, J2K has the Rams.
Rams. I'm so glad I got out from under all of my Tua Tagovailoa cards while he was hot for that 5 weeks in that double.
Dude, this guy was wasn't he a 5,000-yard passer?
Dude, he was. I don't know. I'll tell you. I think Mike.
I think he had a 5,000. Jason, didn't Tua have a 5,000-yard season?
He may have. He had a couple of seasons where he was MVP candidate.
I thought he had a 5,000. There's
Let's
not
see.
that many
I'm gonna look at it
5,000-yard seasons, guys. There's not that many
tell you
out
right
there.
now.
There's only 12.
Tua stats.
He had a 4,600-yard season in
46. Yep. That's the biggest.
That's a
46,
damn good
24, 29 touchdowns, 14 picks. God,
The Rams are a damn good team. I would not. I mean, personally, unless you have a better option, I'd play Seattle. But I mean, if you could find a way not to play Seattle's defense in fantasy, Mikey, my recommendation I would not.
Dude, I'm stuck with Seattle.
I mean, Seattle's defense didn't do shit in fantasy against Indy, against a
No.
44-year-old quarterback who hasn't played football in 5 years. Now they got to play Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. Yeah.
Hey, Mikey, I'm with you, bro. I have no one to pick up in this league that I'm in, and I'm rolling with Seattle. And you know what? I'm just going to say this. They're the dogs who got me to the Final Four, so I might
Puka's
as well
playing
stick
it,
with
man.
them. You know what I mean?
I don't think Devontae Adams is playing, but Puka is playing.
Puka's playing.
He's the play. You want to play him in fantasy. He's going to get
And I'll tell you, with all
always
this
play
shit he's talking about the refs, hopefully everything he does is a penalty and he winds up with no yards.
Well, I mean, dude, what's I don't know about for Braden Fisk at Mass. I'd have to look that up for you, man. Hey, Bruce, you want to take a look at that? Is Braden Fisk, is he practicing?
Let me see.
How about this? How about the boys from the Steel City head to the Motor City to take on the Detroit Lions as the Pittsburgh Steelers go into Detroit as a 7-point underdog to 8-6 ball clubs.
I'm going Detroit.
I am going Detroit as well.
I am not impressed.
Detroit's a better
I am
team.
not impressed by anybody in the AFC North, man.
Is TJ Watt playing?
I don't know if he's back yet. I know he was out last week. Let's see. TJ, he might be on IR actually. TJ Watt injury update. Here we go.
Oh, Prophet, I don't think they're going to Gary, even if they are.
Yeah.
They'd have more problems than they do in Chicago. Sean, J2K has the Lions. Romy has Detroit.
They're saying they're handling the situation day by day for TJ Watt. He's dealing with a punctured lung, man. There's a good chance he doesn't play.
Ooh, he
in
Go
this game.
Steelers. I go Steelers.
Bruce is going Pitt, huh?
Bruce, did you
You taking old man Rodgers, Brucey?
What's that?
Do you have the sports
about Braden
almanac?
Fisk?
Does that
Yeah,
happen?
I'm still looking.
If Tannen come back and give you the sports almanac?
Sean Atmas has Pittsburgh. Prophet has the Steelers. Mikey has Detroit.
Hey,
He's questionable.
while
He's
you're at it,
questionable.
give me a Rams Seattle winner, buddy.
He's questionable. So Brandon.
Who, me?
Cliff. Did Cliff throw one in? I need Cliff and Romy on this one.
I'll tell you what. I hope Hutchinson just destroys
And Romy has Detroit.
Rodgers.
Romy has Detroit. Who do you got, Jay? Who'd you take?
Oh, I'm taking Detroit.
Detroit. Okay. Detroit. Bruce.
Would you take Bruce?
Brandon is
He took pick. Bruce took pick.
Steelers.
Took the Steelers, huh?
Yeah.
He's about to give us one back.
Yeah. I found this. He's questionable. So.
All right, Cliff,
Cliff,
we're still waiting for you, buddy. But Sean, we'll go move on to the next game. Well, Cliff makes his
Cliff and J2K.
J2K, we're waiting for you too, brother. Who you got?
Oh God, this schedule this week kind of sucks. How about this one? The 10-4 Duval County Jacksonville Jaguars head to the Mile High City to take on the 12-2 Denver Broncos.
That's a really good
That's
one.
a great game.
J2K, Sean, J2K's
Another
got
good
the Lions.
J2K Lions.
Sean, you needed somebody for Seattle too, right? Vic, was that Vic?
No, he got Rams. I don't have Atmas. I don't have Atmas and Cliff. I think Vizzo and CTI have dropped out.
I think I'm with Ant-Mans and Prophet here. I think Denver at home is just a better team, a more well-rounded team, a team that's just playing better. I think they're where Jacksonville would like to be in this time next year. And it's not easy to go into Denver and play Denver. Just ask Green Bay.
Yeah, nobody's won there, right? They're still undefeated at home, right?
I think so.
Oh, I think so.
Yeah, Romy's got the Broncos. J2K's got the Broncos.
I go Broncos.
I'm going Denver too.
Mikey's got Denver by a mile high, he says.
Mikey?
Yeah, Shaw, for your uncle, I'll go Denver.
Denver.
You said he was a big Broncos fan, right?
Jay, who'd you take? Oh, yeah.
Denver.
Dude, when we went to my niece's wedding, or not my niece, she would be my cousin, but we went to her wedding. We all woke up, and he actually made Denver Broncos, the horse head. He made us all Denver Bronco horse head pancakes with M&M colored Broncos M&Ms.
Yeah, Sean was like, fuck you.
Here, you want to know what's funny? When Denver, John Elway, when they won their first Super Bowl, he sent us, every single family member, he sent a life-size cutout of John Elway in the mail to all of us in Chicago.
It's blue and orange. You should have said, "Oh man, thanks for the Bears horse."
Your uncle sounds like
Denver.
Sean, Ant-Mass is bringing you up to date here. He says he took in order Bears, Rams, Steelers, Broncos.
Got him. I got them all. I missed the Rams. J2K. Did he pump in on this one?
Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
I think everybody's got the Broncos, right? I don't think anybody picked Jackson.
I was thinking about taking Jacksonville. They've been red hot, man. They've been red hot.
Defense is good. The offense is hot. It's going to be a good game to watch. I might watch that one.
That is going to be a good game.
This?
You guys, you know what I didn't know until we were at River Street for that Bears game, and I saw the stat on the screen. Did you guys know the Broncos or the Jacksonville Jaguars? I don't remember the stat. So I'm going to screw it up for sure, but they haven't allowed a single rusher to get like 78 yards this season.
Their defense is good.
They have the Jaguars have not allowed one rusher, like a guy, the lead rusher on the opposing team, to get over 78 yards this season. I think it was 78 yards, but that's how you win championships, man. You run the ball and you stop the run.
Hey, Liam Combs did a great job in his. You know what?
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
He is. It sucks because there's so many good coaching candidates for Coach of the Year this year. You feel like 3 or 4 coaches are going to get hosed.
And you guys, honestly, you guys, with the roster, don't you think that Kellen Moore's actually done a decent job? I mean, that roster sucks.
Kellen Moore's, dude. So is Dave Canellis.
They're starting to win games. It's crazy.
I mean, Dave Canellis is winning with Bryce Young. I know some people may like him. I'm sorry if you do, but.
Yeah, Prophet. I got Houston's defense for my fantasy league and against Las Vegas, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be who was the quarterback last week?
Oh, I don't even remember.
Is it Pickett?
Oh yeah, it was Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett.
God, Houston's going to score 50 points, bro. Their defense is going to destroy them. Romy, we're not doing that game, brother. We're not doing that game.
No, God, no.
Yeah, there's no point.
This one's pretty good because Maryland does crab cakes and football as the New England Patriots head to Baltimore as a 3-point underdog to the Ravens.
What?
They are 3-point underdogs. The New England Patriots are +3 heading into Baltimore.
Wow,
I think that's Vegas just trying to get some action.
Why don't the biggest odds makers just walk up to Mike Vrabel and kick him in the nuts?
Well, let's say this. Everyone thought it was crazy with the Bills being favored in New England last week.
What's the score, Romy? What's the score, brother?
The Bills, J2K.
Prophet's got Baltimore. J2K's got Baltimore.
Who has Baltimore?
Prophet and J2K have Baltimore. Mikey's got the Patriots.
I'll go Ravens.
I'm going Patriots.
That's a tough.
I'm gonna say this. Because my second favorite team is the Buffalo Bills, and they need a loss from the New England Patriots to get back in the top of that division. So let's go Baltimore.
Nice. The Bulls are winning 89-77. Thanks, Roman. We appreciate you.
Here's what I think is going to happen. Since I lost in your fantasy football league, Sean, That means that Derrick Henry's now going to have 600 yards and 14 touchdowns. So I'm going to go with Baltimore.
And Jonathan Taylor's going to get his third 3-touchdown game of the season.
I missed your Denver pick. You picked Denver.
Sean Romey's got the Patriots.
Roll.
Ant Mass has Baltimore.
Ant-Mass.
Chat's saying, what's up to Brandon? Notorious in the house. He says, bear the fuck down.
Notorious.
Yep. Bear down, buddy.
Let's go.
Prophet says Kobe White's having a good game.
Notorious.
Pat's Baltimore. Jay, you took Baltimore. Ravens, Pat. I got everybody.
And he has Baltimore, and he has Henry getting 600 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Thank God I only had one more game to pick. Oh.
It's inevitable now that he's going to have an amazing game.
Of course. Absolutely. And if it's like whatever player I pick this week to put in my lineup is going to have the worst game of his life, and the guy I put on my bench is going to have 7 touchdowns. But it's not.
Dude, I just said Swaddle, and now
how about this? The battle in the NFC South of the team, either one I'd like to see the Bears play in the first round, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers head to Carolina. Carolina at home, 2 7-7 teams that sit atop that division. Carolina at home is a 3-point underdog.
Tampa Bay. They have they have the plethora of receivers now, man. They got Bucky Irving.
Yeah.
So is Dylan McMillan. They have Igbuka, Godwin, McMillan, and Evans.
Did you take Bruce?
Tampa. Yeah.
Dan, they're getting healthy at the right time of the year too. Fuck.
Mass has the Buccaneers. Prophet has the Buccaneers.
That's the weakest division.
Prophet, TB.
Rasheed Rice has a self-reported concussion.
Ooh, Carolina for J2K. It's actually not a bad pick. I'm just picking Tampa Bay because I love the shit out of Baker Mayfield. I love that Bucky Irvin's a Chicago boy. The boy is born and raised in Chicago. Yep. Love that kid. And I love Mike Evans too. I always have. That guy's awesome. Dude.
Yeah.
Where
did Bucky go to school, Sean?
Who
Bucky?
I think it was
was it local?
Yeah. It was local. He went to God, it's slipping.
It means we could have scouted him if we didn't for free, like just because he's a local kid and we didn't draft him. Because he was drafted late in the draft too, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wouldn't count as
he
top
went
30
to Hillcrest High School in Country Club Hills, Illinois. So just
Country Club Hills. I haven't heard that. My grandpa used to live there.
Yeah, just outside
1808 or whenever the hell he was born.
Sean Mikey's got Tampa.
Mikey TB.
Yeah, kind of sad that Mike Evans is going to have his first season without 1,000 yards receiving.
And he would have if he had been healthy. I mean,
that's 100%. And it looks like Justin Jefferson's going to have his first season without 1,000 yards receiving.
Oh,
Brandon's going Carolina.
Sean Burns got Carolina.
Oh, I knew he would. He loves him some.
Canales.
Bryce Young.
Hey, Brandon, how about this? You got Pittsburgh, Detroit.
That's dog shit.
Denver, Jacksonville. Rams, Seattle, Baltimore. Who's Baltimore playing again?
New England.
New England.
Yeah.
Throw those in if you want.
You can always touch them.
I'm pretty excited. These actually.
There's a couple good games in there. That Carolina Tampa Bay game could go down.
They're actually
it's going to be a good game.
Seattle and LA is going to be a damn good game. I mean, the Bears and Packers should be a damn good game. There's some damn good football this weekend, man.
Hey, you know what sucks is I have Bijan and I got to go against Bijan and he gets Carolina. Man, it's gonna be a rough Sunday, man.
Dude, if Rice is really out with concussion, I lost 4 players in 1 week, dude.
Does Rice really have a concussion? I thought he was just messing around.
Notorious said self-reported concussion.
Really?
He's probably just like, Mahomes ain't playing. I'm done with this shit.
Doesn't like Gardner Minshew, obviously.
No, he's questionable. Am I thing?
Well,
did not practice on Wednesday. Concussion. If he has a concussion, he ain't playing.
Yeah, if he's reporting it now, he's well. This guy's been destroyed. Like fucking. I mean, this guy is like getting beat down. Here's 2 weeks ago.
And this hit knocked him upside down. Looked like a clean shot to me. Shoulder into the shoulder.
Absolutely. Let's look at the catch here.
Dude, he looked like one of those like video game dummies when or sniper games. You shoot him and the body just goes limp and like flops around.
You want to know what was funny when I found this clip on Twitter? The caption was, "Rashee Rice now knows what it looks like to be hit and somebody leave the scene." I fucking lost it too when I read that. I was like, dude, that's amazing. Oh, my daughter May put in her pick six. She's doing her bird baskets for all of her friends right now, so she can't be disturbed. If you ask me what a bird basket is, I have no idea. That's what I was just told. Anybody know about a bird basket? Ladies and gentlemen, we're putting a bow on this thing. Oh,
Brookie.
Hey, can you say Brookie?
That's Bruce.
Brooke.
Can you say Packers suck?
Brooklyn, can you say Packers? Can you say Packers?
She's got camera shy.
Dude, when Kaylee was little, the only bad words I told her she could say were poopy Packers.
Up, Lauren.
You say Packers stuck?
Boo, Packers.
Who is it?
Brookie.
Yeah, it's Bruce.
Brookie.
Who's that?
Uncle Sean.
Rashawn.
Oh, you froze Uncle Sean.
Bruce.
Nylon's got him.
Bruce.
Oh,
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody in the chat, man, we thank you guys so much for coming to hang out with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Lauren's checking in, man. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Lauren. Thanks to everybody. There's so many people in the chat today. Romy, Mikey, Brandon, Dustin,
Lauren just joined the show.
Aunt Mass, you guys, everybody, man.
Yeah,
what? You know what, guys? Thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. Don't forget, tomorrow at 11:30, Brandon and Dustin are going to put their spin on the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers and what they think is going to happen on the lakefront this Saturday evening. And don't forget, folks, if you can't stay up late, what are you going to do?
What am I going to do? I can't. I go to bed at 9 or my parents yell at me.
You should probably, on your way to work or school, throw it on your headset and check out what they had to say. That's all I know.
That sounds like a good idea.
Yeah.
We're going to rewind this whole thing on Saturday morning, special time instead of Sunday,
Mikey.
obviously, because we got a Bears game on Saturday. So it only makes sense that we're going to wind this thing up. We're going to put our final stamp, our final thoughts on this thing this Saturday, 10 a.m., folks. Get here, be here. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we're going to celebrate the Bears beating the Green Bay Packers. I have no doubt about that. Boys, Kyle,
guys, take care of yourselves so you could take care of each other. And fuck the Green Bay Packers.
Anything you want to get out there before you wrap up?
Shit, fuck Green Bay.
All right. Fuck yeah. Let's go. That a boy. Awesome.
Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay!
Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Fuck Green Bay! Yes, sir!
Good better bang! Good better bang! Never let it rain! Never let it rain! You're good gets better! You're good gets better! You better get better! You better get better! Bears on 3! 1, 2, 3! Bears!
Oh, God.
Oh, man.
I'm ready, boys.
Goosebumps, man.
And, hey, everybody tonight, say a prayer for Luther Burden. Because
Yes.
we need this guy. I want this guy out there tomorrow. We're just starting to get a taste of what this guy is.
Find out tomorrow.
Please, Luther, be healthy. Please.
Find out tomorrow.
Until tomorrow, everybody. We love you guys.
Love you guys. Thank you so much, guys. We appreciate all of you guys.
Bear down.